In this class number 4 of our Air Conditioning Design and Calculation course, we will delve into the different temperature control mechanisms used in independent spaces within a ducted system, understanding not only how they work, but also in which situations each one should be applied, and what their advantages and limitations are within a real system. 1. We begin with manual control using a constant volume damper. This is a simple method in which the damper is mechanically adjusted to deliver a fixed airflow to a specific zone. In this case, there is no type of automatic feedback, since the adjustment is performed only during commissioning through aerodynamic balancing, using elements such as blade dampers with manual quadrant, adjustment keys, temporary airflow meters, and manometers or Pitot tubes for verification. Once the airflow is defined, it remains stable until a technician intervenes again in the system. Its main strength lies in simplicity, low cost, and ease of maintenance, but it presents important limitations since it cannot adapt to changes in thermal load, occupancy variations, or internal heat gains, which may cause overcooling or overheating when space conditions change. Some small constant airflow systems include a thermostat strategically located in one of the zones. This thermostat is responsible for turning off the compressor of the air conditioning unit when it senses the temperature set by the user, with the drawback that not all zones are necessarily at the proper temperature at that moment. The energy efficiency of this control system is reduced in buildings with variable demand. During commissioning, it is necessary to measure real airflows, record readings, label dampers, and adjust within an approximate tolerance of 5% relative to the design. Among the most common problems are misadjustments due to undocumented interventions and sticking or corrosion when preventative maintenance is absent. The second method corresponds to on-off zone control using motorized dampers. Here, each space has its own thermostat, which commands the electric damper to fully open or close, generally powered by 24 volts AC, according to the measured temperature relative to the set point. This system incorporates components such as zone thermostats, on-off actuators, limit switches, wiring, and in some cases control relays. Its main advantage is that it allows economical zoning and improves comfort compared to manual control. However, because it operates in all-or-nothing mode, it may generate perceptible thermal fluctuations. When a zone reaches the desired temperature, the damper blade closes and the supply of conditioned air stops, preventing excess cooling. When any zone opens or closes the air outlet, the total system pressure may experience significant variations. Furthermore, when several zones close simultaneously, the pressure in the main duct increases, making it usually necessary to incorporate a relief damper, bypass, or a variable frequency drive on the fan. It may also cause greater mechanical wear due to frequent switching. For a reliable installation, it is recommended to include pressure relief systems and minimum operation time programming to avoid short cycling. Typical failures include actuators without power or burned out, miscalibrated thermostats, and noise or vibrations caused by abrupt closures. The second method corresponds to proportional control with a modulating damper. In this case, the damper does not only fully open or close, but instead adopts intermediate positions thanks to a modulating actuator that receives analog or digital signals, such as 0 to 10 volts, 4 to 20 milliamps, or 3-point floating control. The system consists of zone temperature sensors, local controllers, often with PID logic, and the corresponding power supply. The controller continuously compares the real temperature with the set point and adjusts the damper opening proportional to the error, and may also guarantee a minimum position to ensure basic ventilation. This approach provides smooth, stable, and comfortable control, reduces equipment start-stop cycles, and offers a good balance between cost and performance compared to more complex solutions such as VAV. However, it involves greater electrical complexity and requires proper calibration of PID parameters to avoid oscillations. During commissioning, it is necessary to adjust control constants, verify full damper travel, and measure airflows at minimum and maximum positions. The drawback of this system is that it cannot correct pressure fluctuations caused by the partial opening or closing of any air outlet, which may lead to certain inconveniences. As sophistication increases, we find the variable air volume VAV system, where terminal boxes with modulating dampers regulate airflow to each zone according to thermal demand, while the air duct control system adjusts the static pressure of the main duct to maintain proper supply. This system integrates VAV boxes with flow or position sensors, zone controllers, static pressure sensors in the duct, and variable frequency drives on the fan. Its operation may be based on direct airflow modulation to maintain zone temperature, static pressure control through cascade strategies between boxes, and the use of local reheat, which allows airflow reduction without losing comfort, something common in offices with high internal loads. It uses analog signals or communication protocols such as Modbus or BACnet, providing damper position and airflow information. Its advantages include high energy efficiency, excellent zone comfort, and integration with building management systems. In contrast, it presents higher initial cost, requires careful balancing, precise pressure control, and periodic maintenance. During commissioning, it is necessary to adjust pressure curves, verify minimum and maximum airflows, and check communication with the supervision system. Common failures include boxes that do not reach required airflow due to duct design errors, poorly calibrated sensors, or air handlers that do not compensate quickly enough. Another key element is static pressure control in the main duct, where a sensor sends information to the fan controller or variable frequency drive to modify speed according to zone demand, maintaining a target pressure. This scheme uses pressure sensors in pascals or inches of water column, drive controllers, and relief or bypass dampers. It may operate with constant pressure, with automatic pressure reduction when load decreases to save energy, or in coordination with VAV systems through cascade control. In many projects, the main duct static pressure is approximately between 50 and 250 pascals, although it must always be confirmed with the design and fan curve. Its benefits lie in the fact that the fan operates only as needed, reducing energy consumption, noise, and losses. However, it requires correct sensor placement and calibration, preferably in straight duct sections and using proper static pressure taps, since incorrect measurement causes unstable behavior. Finally, the most advanced level is the building management system, which coordinates temperature, carbon dioxide, humidity, and airflow sensors with actuators such as dampers, valves, and variable frequency drives. It normally includes a control server, distributed field controllers, communication protocols such as Modbus or BACnet, and supervision platforms with real-time and historical data.